Hello, I'm Evelyn of the Modern Needle, and I would like to show you how to do the long tail cast on. This is what we are aiming for. Let's go. In order to know how much yarn we need for the long tail cast on, we cast on over 2 needles incidentally. I'm going to cast on 15 stitches. I'm going to hold my needles. In knitting or crocheting, everything about your hand becomes a tool. I will wrap my yarn around my needles 15 times because I'm casting on 15 stitches. I will never run out of yarn this way. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I want 15 stitches. I have one extra. That's fine. It does look like a lot of yarn. However, you will need a lot of yarn. I'm going to do a quick slip knot. The tutorial for the slip knot is in the video below. Have a look at that. So here's my slip knot, and it has 2 sides, as you can see. I want the tail end to be towards my forefinger, because the tail end, just like in the slip knot, will form my loop. And the way that you remember is the loop around your needle needs more yarn than the knot. So my finger is longer than my thumb, so therefore it has more skin or whatever on it. This becomes my tail end because the loop needs more. We're going to cast on over 2 needles. And the reason that we're doing that is to keep that bottom edge nice and elastic. This is what we're aiming for. I also cast on over 2 needles here, and as you can see, it is nice and loose. I have my needles here with the yarn on it. Let me see, I'm going to give it a bit more distance for this bit. Just one moment. Okay, this is better. Here's about my middle, just to help me stay in focus. I'm going to make a fist. And as you can see, I have my fist and there are 2 ends. I'm going to show you this in various ways. I will take my forefinger and put it between the 2 loops here, and I'm also going to put my thumb in it. And I'm hanging on to the bottom threads with my fingers here. Like I said, everything becomes a tool. This is the starter position. It is like a slingshot position. This is the starter position of the long tail cast on. You can speed this up, you can slow it down, whatever you need. So again, we have the slip knot on the needle. My tail end is over here, away from me. My pointer finger is away from me. So close a fist over the bottom of your 2 strands, the ball end and the loop end. And we're inserting the thumb and the forefinger into the 2 strands, and we're bringing it forward. We want to have this slingshot. One more time. Grab the 2 strings, forefinger and thumb, slingshot. As you can see, I'm going to open this finger here so that you can see better. We have 2 loops. One goes over the forefinger, and the other loop goes over the thumb. This loop here crosses, this loop does not. Okay, we're going to grab both ends, making sure that the tips are together. Slingshot, we're going under the thumb, under and up, under the first, in between this hole here, in between this window, I guess, and we're going up and under the forefinger thread. If you can see this, we're pulling it through this loop here on the thumb. I will remove my thumb, click, and it's almost like a slingshot. And at the same time, take my thumb and pull on the knot end. It's the same as the slingshot. You'll pull on the, not the slingshot, it is the same as the slip knot. You pull on the knotted end because we're tightening this knot here. So, two parts. We need a loop and we're tightening the knot. So back into this position here. In the thumb hole, under and up, turn your hand slightly, and we're grabbing the yarn that is directly going over the forefinger, over and under. You can see the loop that we want is right here. It has to go through this hole. But we have fingers that are tools, so let's help it. Move the finger to help it over this. And we take the thumb to tighten the knot. Again, slingshot position, under, running along the thumb, over to grab the loop, bring it through the hole on the thumb, remove your thumb, creates the knot on the bottom, straighten it out and tighten the loop. Let's push this back a little bit, and we do have to do that quite a bit. We push it back a little bit and we reposition the hands. Fist, forefinger and thumb, slingshot. Up the thumb, so under and up, over and down. We want the loop to be on the two needles. We bring the knot to a close and pull it tight. So what happens if the needles are kind of misaligned a little bit? And that happens a lot, more than you would think. So now that I want to split it, it doesn't work. And I get this mess here. Don't worry about it. Let go of the thumb, let go of your hand, and just take it back out. And readjust your needles. If we need to drop one off, it is not a big deal. They fall apart really easy, as you can see. Okay, again, fist, forefinger and thumb, slingshot. Up the thumb, over to the forefinger yarn and scoop it from behind and into this loop or crater or whatever you want to call that we're creating. Now I need to let go of the knot yarn so that we can pull it tight. And I'm still sitting here like this. I can just put my thumb in here. I can let it go if I need to and just pull it. This does not need to be super tight because we do want to have an elastic cast on. Straighten up your tips if you need to so that they are straight at the front. Slingshot position. Up the thumb, over to the forefinger, grab the loop and assist your loops and the knots. Thumb, over to the forefinger and assist. As you get this movement down, it will not feel as strange, and you can move at a pretty decent speed. You see that I adjusted the needles there to be a little bit back, down, bring the slingshot position back, up the thumb, over to the forefinger, and into the hole. And you can see how my fingers and my thumb and my hand is moving to help all of this. I do recommend that you watch the video without yarn a few times, just to let your eye follow the movements, and then go ahead and use your yarn. And I believe I wanted to say, I said we were going to start off with 15 stitches. Let's have a look what we got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. I do not have quite enough because I used the loop. I used the tail yarn to make the loop. And I should have given extra, and I think I did, but this is really thick yarn, so it was a bit harder to judge. So I have 14, I have 15. You don't want to leave this tail too short because it is easy for it to pop out in the first few rows, and we don't want that. We need to have a little bit of tail to clean up so it doesn't come apart. So here is your long tail cast on. This is actually a knitted row, and this is a purl row. That does not mean a whole lot to you just yet, but we'll get you there. There we go. This is how it looks. Now I have my needles here. How do I get to knitting? I will hold my needles like this. Again, my whole hand is a tool. I will hang on to this because I'm going to pull the top needle out without losing anything of my cast on. If you're on a longer needle and you have like a few hundred stitches, you want to hold on to the ends so that it does not pop off. Here I have two open ends because these are double pointed needles, which means I can knit from either direction. So I'm hanging onto it pretty good, and I will pull that top needle out. I can twist it to make it easier. Here are my stitches, and I am ready to knit row number 1. You can fasten the video, you can slow it right down. I hope this helped. The next video is how to knit the first row. Thank you.